I was actually going to do a live video today so that y'all could talk with me, but I really didn't give enough notice and didn't see really a lot of people, but I thought, well, I'll do it anyway. But it kicked me off the internet. Evidently, it's not going to allow it anyway. So basically, I was just going to talk about sleep paralysis and maybe see what your experiences were too, because a lot of people have been talking about that, and I was going to maybe share a technique. First, I was going to tell you a little story. Sorry. You're free to hang up, though, if you want to hear my little stories. And probably I've already told you, or you've read about it or whatever anyway. Because anyway, I was where I used to live, and my husband had went to work early, and I was half asleep, half awake, and there was a closet door basically right beside me, and I felt something literally seemed to be oozing. So I explain it out. So like I said, I'm half awake, and I could feel it oozing out, and I could feel it on my body, and it panicked me. And it's like I just kind of give a swoosh feeling, you know, and I can't remember all the details now, but it was like, you know, like that kind of feeling. And it was like I couldn't move at first, but then it just went. It was gone. I broke it, and it terrified me. It literally terrified me, because it wasn't like any sleep paralysis I'd ever felt before. It felt real, like there was something in the room, you know, and it was literally terrifying. And I thought, well, that was just weird and unusual. Maybe that won't happen again. Next morning, same thing. This time when it happened, though, it was like I'm almost awake, but not quite awake, and I can feel that oozing energies on where I put it coming out of the attic and onto my body. And this time I woke up with a start. Before, I remember now, I didn't wake up so much with the start because I was already half awake, but I was able to kind of just push it back. Anyway, this thing happened again, and this time I woke kind of like this, and before I could push it back or whatever, or wake up, I swear to you, it literally clamped down. It clamped down, couldn't move. You know, we've all had that experience, I think, of sleep paralysis, where you wake up and, you know, you're trying so hard, you're trying to make a sound, just make a sound to get your partner to wake you up or whatever, and it's so awful. It was very similar to that, but it was like something was there, literally attacking me and holding me down. And what I did, and this is what I'm telling you, what you want to do if this happens to you is you want to start saying something in your mind over and over and over, like some people like to do a song lyric or a Bible verse, or in my case, a nursery rhyme. Because honestly, the sillier it is, the better. And I started saying in my mind, diddle diddle dumpling, my son John went to bed with his trousers on. And I just kept saying like that verse, and it let go. It let go, and that was the end of it. Never happened again. And I think when you do that repetition, two things can happen. A, it can maybe help your brain, if it is sleep paralysis or whatever, to get maybe fully organized there. Or it can, let's say it sours your energy to any attacking thing, confuses it. It confuses any attacking entity, because it's not the expected result, you might say, or whatever. So that's a technique that you can try. Now, if it's just flat out, you know, normal sleep paralysis, this is also helpful. To tell you another story. I hope everybody's hung up. Nobody's ever going to see this anyway, probably. But like, you know, I had this experience in another place where I woke up, and it seemed to be like totally normal to me, broad daylight, that there was a man in a construction uniform and a danger sign in my bedroom. It was like, okay. And that seemed to be perfectly okay. But anyway, I started feeling that paralysis feeling. Actually, I might be connecting to things that didn't actually happen at the same time. It don't matter. Like, it matters. The thing is, I was experiencing at that place sleep paralysis. Help me, Lord. I can't get nothing right no more. But anyway, couldn't move. Trying to wake up, couldn't move. That was a separate thing. I will tell you that in a minute if you want to hear it. But anyway, I woke up, couldn't move, and I wasn't awake because I was having sleep paralysis. Couldn't move. Trying to wake up, and then I remembered, Ange, what do you tell people to do? What you tell people to do is give up, go back to sleep. And it was hard, but I just decided to stop, go back to sleep. Because I don't know, you're afraid you're going to die or something, or you're suffocate. I don't know. I'm afraid I'm going to stop breathing. But I did. I made myself just stop and give up. And when I did, sleep paralysis is broken immediately. So if your rhyming and all that craziness don't work, in case it's a spiritual attack, okay? If that don't work because what you're feeling is a spiritual attack and not just simply sleep paralysis, falling back to sleep will usually balance out your brain stuff and wake up. You'll wake up, okay? The more you struggle, the worse it gets, as you have found out. And like I said, if it's actually an attack, then, you know, doing that repetitive thing over and over and over can break that. And the thing I was starting to get confused with, I woke up, and I swear to you, in my room, because this is also, you know, when our guides work with us, when we're half awake, half asleep. And there was this man in like a construction worker kind of gear, and he picked up his sign, and he left the bedroom. And in the state I was in, it seemed perfectly normal that was happening. Not really normal. It's like I knew this ain't right, but yet at the same time I wasn't bouncing out of bed and wondering, what the hell are you doing in here? It was like, heck, what the heck are you doing in here? It was just weird. But anyway, that happened. Then I woke up, and I thought, okay, I need to be careful. And sure enough, not quite long after that, I found the gas stove I was looking for. And I remembered that because it was at a yard sale, and I remembered that guide's warning. So we were careful hooking it up and everything. But then a few days after that, actually it's Thanksgiving, all of a sudden we smell gas, and oh my God, what's wrong with that stove? Is it not good after all? And the regulator had blown. So it was actually not the gas stove, but the regulator. I think we put a used one on, and that was probably why we were given that, or I was given the sign, because this was a sign of danger, or it might have been caution. I don't know, it's one or the other. But anyway, sometimes, you know, I think our guides do work with us when we're in that half awake, half asleep state. And sometimes we get the message, but we don't quite understand it until circumstances later can show us exactly what that was about. Okay, well, that's it about that subject, and maybe we'll talk later.